Alright, we got the first start in about a month. So the last time this car was started and driven was for Sunday Steel, and of course we're going to that again, so I'm just driving this car show to show now. Not a problem for a late model car with HFM, starts right up. Very stable idle. That is probably one of the best cars here today. We're actually stuck in a line to get in, which is pretty insane. I've never seen this car just get into Sunday Steel. That color is Emerald Jade. Yeah, that is probably the cream of the crop right there. I still prefer Midnight Purple. Alright, we're going to start the 210 the first time in about 6 weeks. So last time I drove it was at the end of November. It's now the second week of January. And as you saw, I have that service light come on. That's because it goes by days now. It doesn't go by miles because of how little I drive it, even though it is service. So that's not really accurate, but we'll go ahead and start it. No problem. The cold idle on this thing sounds so good. Alright, today in the 210 we're not doing anything really car related too much. We're just gonna take care of the registration and actually meet up with a friend and see his F80 M3. We're at Sterling BMW today. My friend picked up his car from service. We're gonna hang out with him. And I know I'm not biased when I say this, but this is definitely the best car on this parking lot.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. All right, this is my friend's 2018 BMW M3 competition. This one is individual, so it's a special color called Atlantis blue. It's on the competition 666 wheels, and they're the black versions, so really cool. This color is really interesting. It's like a blue in the sunlight, and in some angles it could kind of have like a little green tint to it. It's really uncommon to see. I do like the black accents that this package has. It's got the black exhaust tips, badges. So being an individual, this was a custom ordered car. He bought it back in 2018. He's not the first owner, but he got with such low miles, he might as well be. See, it's got the color matched stitching on the doors, leather dash with the same match stitching. Got these beautiful competition seats with the hollow inserts. And these bolsters are so thick, it's like racing buckets almost. Got the M seat belts, which are pretty cool. And this is what makes this car so special, is that it's a manual. You don't see these too often in manual. They're usually DCTs. So when I worked at BMW back in 2017, I never got to drive a manual M3 or M4. They're all DCTs. So this is actually really cool to see. We only had one in the showroom that was stick, and no one ever actually bought that car, funny enough. But this is a really cool spec. Got the carbon roof, so there's no sunroof. So here's that carbon roof. Really, really cool. The spec on this car is just so nice. I really do like this car. It's got the sunshades on both the window and the little quarter window. Here's the rear seat. This car looks like brand new. It's got like no miles on it. I think it's like 7,000 or 8,000 miles. So it's like a brand new car. I really do appreciate stuff like this. Really special spec, really great condition. We'll see a back seat with the same stitching and the same pattern. Really cool. So it does actually have a middle seat if you want to put a third person, but it is definitely different than the standard 3 Series. And it's got heated rear seats. So it's just the little stuff I do appreciate. It has Apple CarPlay with iDrive. It's really well optioned and really nicely spec'd. So really cool car. I just wanted to highlight it. The dash is also really cool. See, it has an M3 logo, 8,800 miles. This thing's like brand new. So I'll kind of turn on the car here and see just a couple little things about it. So we'll see that it actually highlights what gear you're in, which is really cool. So first, second, third, 6-speed transmission, going reverse. So obviously Mercedes doesn't have really many manuals, so this is super unique to me, which is why I wanted to kind of showcase it. One thing that was kind of interesting to me when I worked at BMW was that you actually have to pull the hood release twice to release it. It's a really cool carbon fiber cross brace. Actually, I think this is a strut brace, which goes all the way around, which is really interesting. It's a little dirty, but nothing that a little wipe down can't handle. It's got the higher spec headlights, of course, black grills. This is a really good looking car. I think it's kind of crazy that they call for 0-30 oil, but I mean, I know engines have come a long way. That's just wild to see that even BMW and Mercedes are both going towards the lighter oils. So a couple subtle things that this car is technically wide body. We got that fender flare in the back and the front. So definitely sticks out more than a standard 3 Series. And one way you can tell just how much it sticks out is this little edge right here on the bumper. That's how much further it sticks out. The other ones don't have that edge. So even the bumper is a little wider to account for the fenders. Another cool thing is the heads-up display, which I don't know if you saw in the earlier clip, but it does work. You can change what it shows, and that's something that these older cars don't have that I kind of really like in these modern cars. And here's the leather dashboard, which I think it's really cool. Benzes of the older generation didn't have leather dashboards, and if you were to do it aftermarket, if you kind of know the process that goes behind it, it's not super simple, so it's really cool to see cars from the factory doing it. All right, so let's go ahead and give it a little start. Sounds so good. It's got a little exhaust on it, and it has that dynamic red line, which is really cool. So when it's cold, those will light up to show you where you can kind of rev to. Let's go give it a little. I don't know if you can pick it up on camera, but you can totally hear the turbo, which is really nice. So it turns out I had the valves closed, so it's actually even louder than that. Yeah, you can definitely hear it in person. That's insanely loud.